let's mind the markets right now. Yesterday, we saw another one step backward for the market. Bargain hunting is still there, but this is still a softening. We're now around 6% month to date. Let's take it all the way to the market where Temple Ashaju is standing by the Nigerian Stock Exchange studios. Temple, after today's business, I think we can all sit back and say, woof, what a month. September, really, really hot, isn't it? On the market side, billions of dollars were wiped off.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, this month we went fluctuating between the 32,000 and 33,000 and 34,000, and it looks like at the end of the day we're going to be ending at 32,000 psychological line for the index. Meanwhile, you had more interest in the fixed income markets this month, even though we had a slow start in the month of September, but at the end of the day we should be ending a bit more bullish on the debt side of the markets this time. Let's run you through what we had yesterday, how the market finished off, starting with equities, where the stock market here had its key benchmark index dipping by 61 basis points yesterday and bringing up the year-to-date performance again to 14.33%. Yesterday we had more losers than the gainers. You had the market breadth being negative, 13 gainers and 21 laggards yesterday. Royal Exchange was one of the top gainers yesterday, just like First Aluminium in the industrial goods sector was also positive yesterday by some 10%. You got ABC Transports dipping by 9.09% yesterday, and that was the top loser in the market. In terms of the top trades that we had, Fidelity Bank, a lot of investors continue to go for Fidelity Bank because we're expecting a bit of a bonus or an interim dividend to be announced at the end of Q3 for this month. That's why a lot of investors are taking position in that stock, which just released its first half-year result for 2018 this same week. It was up yesterday 1.76% after investors traded some 23 million units of its shares for a total value of just 39 million naira yesterday. And if you look at the activity level, volume, we came in at 154.29 million units of shares valued at 2.72 billion naira for just in 2,715 deals. In terms of the sectors, we were only positive in the insurance and the oil and gas sector, but for the rest of the sectors that we trail or that we track, you had a banking, consumer goods sector, the industrial goods sectors all fall into the negative territory. Now, you look at this, the negative outing was mainly due to the sell pressure that we saw on top counters in these two areas. You notice that there was profit taking on the banking names, for example, Union Bank, which was drawn yesterday by 3.77%. You got Wema Bank also down in the banking sector by 3.15%. These are profit taking on those tickers because last week, if you look at how the banking sector ended, it was all positive. So you have, no matter how little your profit will be, profit taking on those counters yesterday. Detail for the consumer goods sector, where you have PZ falling some 4.181%, Honeywell Flour 4.76%. All of that contributors to the 150 basis points decline we had yesterday in the consumer goods sector. For the industrial goods sector, was down some 8 basis points after CCNN, that's the cement company of Northern Nigeria, dipped by 2.13%. Insurance sector was able to maintain a marginal gain given the gains that we saw Royal Exchange, Linkage Insurance, Prestige Insurance, as well as Law Union and Rock Insurance PLC. This takes us to the oil and gas segments, where Total maintained the momentum it had in the previous day by 1.05% after some transaction in 35,486 units of its shares. But when you look at Etana Oil PLC, that was down yesterday by 1.64%, representing a bit of profit taking again. Takes us to the USI, the Unlisted Securities Index of the unlisted securities markets, where things were left unchanged again, just like the MPC left the rates unchanged the previous day. So you got the market capitalization at 480.68 billion naira, and you got volume at 5.827 million units yesterday. The value of these transactions came in at just 76.572 million naira. In terms of the fixed income market, looking at the bonds numbers, the precedence there was really bullish yesterday. We had yields falling by 9 basis points on average to 14.97%, and that's all the way from 15% that you had in the preceding session. Demand rose across all ends, the short, the medium, and of course the long side of things. But we saw demand on the likes of the March 2027, which was then priced at the FMDQ OTC yesterday for at 115 naira 16 kobo. Other tickets that you had there, or securities there, were the March 2037, April 2037, as well as the February 28. For the treasury bills market, just before we go, sentiment was really bearish there. Average yield had to rise in return for 19 basis points to 13.16%, and we saw sell-offs on the 7-day to maturity, as well as the 48 or the 189-day to maturities, which then had to rise at 48 basis points. There was expansion at the short end of the curve and long side of the curve, but there was also yield contraction by 2 basis points on the mid side of the curve. We saw investors yesterday going for the 98-day to maturity, where the yields now had to compress at by 23 basis points, Bosun.
Yes, of course, a very interesting Thursday. Today is the final trading day, and we all know what happens. We're all going to take a back seat, enjoy the Independence Day holiday. Well, did I say enjoy? Well, the Nigeria Labour Congress, Temple, we're in business, but the Nigeria Labour Congress is pulling the plug on oil, and when that happens, here goes our generators and everything else in between.